Hey, welcome to episode 20 of Terrifyingly Beautiful.
It's 20?
I think so.
Yeah, I hope so.
If
I have to edit that out if it's not.
Yeah, let me just say a few other numbers so you can paste it in. 21, 19, 19 and a half, 345.
It's definitely 20 because 19 was your fear of the dentist.
That's right.
Yes.
And luckily that one hasn't come true yet. I have not needed to go to the dentist since then.
Well, you have to go soon.
No, we talk about how we talk about things in the podcast and then they happen.
Oh. Well,
Yeah.
it's going to happen soon, though.
My local barista at Starbucks, she has an alien tattoo. And I asked her, I'm like, what's with the aliens? She was like, oh, I just really like aliens. And she brushed it off like it was nothing. And I was like, is that really it? Or she's like, no, I don't tell this to a lot of people, but I think when I was younger that I was taken. And I was
Didn't
like,
you already tell the story in the podcast?
I told this
episode?
to you. And we just talked about this off the air.
Yeah, okay, so let's back up. So Kevin and I, spend a lot of time together, and we forget what we said on air versus what we just said in casual conversation. So if we repeat ourselves, we apologize.
Yeah, but not that much because we are allowed to talk to each other outside the podcast.
Well, I hope so.
Yeah. Well, that could be nice.
1 hour a week together.
Yeah. So, by the way, this is Terrifyingly Beautiful.
Oh, hey, I'm Dave Robert.
Yeah, I'm Kevin O'Connell, and this is the podcast about anxiety and fears and how to cope and live with them.
Or just how to, be stressed out about them.
Yeah, or just really how to fake it and just understand that everyone's as crazy as you are.
No,
and just
I
not
will
as good at hiding
say,
it.
quite honestly, it's actually helped me a lot too.
Yeah.
I've actually, some of the topics where I'm like, oh, you know what? I've actually done a lot of work around getting beyond that anxiety or fear. So it's helping me a lot.
Absolutely. There it is. I was trying not to say absolutely as much because sometimes I go back
Kevin
and
Kevin, sassy bitch, she's like, I'm going to go back and listen to all the episodes and tick off every time you say, oh my God. I go, okay, great. And I'll do the same thing and then I'll tick off every time you say absolutely.
I know.
It'll be a contest.
It's weird when you listen to yourself, and I will admit that I have listened to this podcast on occasion, just because you don't realize the things that you say. Also, because I'm talking and it's just so, off the cuff, instead of accolades, I said allocades last episode. I don't even realize. I wonder how stupid I sound in real life.
Ulterior motives, not ulterior motives.
Yeah. Whatever. We know we're smart.
Well, you are.
No, you are too.
I'm smart, but I just don't show up very well.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about what stressed you out this week. Can I? No, you should go first.
You go first.
Well, and I did talk to you about this before, but I want to talk to it about with all of our listeners. I got a fucking speeding ticket. My first speeding ticket ever.
Ever?
Ever.
But not the first time pulled over, though.
No. I've always been able to talk my way out of it.
Oh.
One time the dog got me out of it.
Tootie?
Tootie was in the car. I was bringing her over to my parents' house, and the cop came up to the window, and she barks at everything. So she was like, ruff, ruff. And the cop was like, do you know you're speeding? I said, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to get her. She doesn't do so well in the car. And he goes, cute dog, be careful, and left.
Oh, wow. Nice cop. Yeah.
I know. This cop was not nice. So I was dressed up for work, and so he comes to the thing, and my dad was a police officer, and so was my grandfather, so I have my hands at 10 and 2 where they can see them because I'm all about the rules. And he comes up
that class,
comes up to the window, and it's a state trooper in Massachusetts, and he's like, license and registration, and I looked at him, and I didn't even turn my head. I said, officer, my registration is in my glove box, and my license is in my suit jacket coat. Is it okay if I reach for them? And he's like, yeah, of course it's okay. Idiot. And I wanted to be like, did you not fucking watch the news? Yeah.
What the fuck?
I know. I was trying to do everything right, and I'm thinking, this should earn me some points. I'm asking permission to do the right thing.
No.
So he takes it and literally says, do you know how fast you were going? And I said, I'm sorry, I was going a little fast. I was trying to get around a tractor trailer truck. Which was true, because I see those things on the highway, and I fucking panic to get away. So he just literally walks away, goes back to his thing, and comes back, and he's holding the little things. And I was like, oh, he's just going to give it back and give me off without a warning because I've never had a speeding ticket. And he goes, here you go. It's a simple citation, $230.
How fast are you going?
88. That's what he says, but it says estimated.
Did you say to him, when's the last time you had this thing calibrated?
No, I wasn't in.
I would have.
And then he goes, if you want to contest it, just say, do this.
Yeah, spend another $270 in gas money to go back there.
Yeah.
No,
so I want to say, if you can just, not give it to me, that'd be great too.
Yeah, exactly.
I was really hoping for a gust of wind and it would just blow away.
Did you want a massage or anything?
No.
Was it late at night?
It was not late at night.
Oh, okay. Then.
No.
Trying to help you out.
I know.
Well, I've gotten... Is gotten a word?
I'm drinking tequila today, by the way.
I'm drinking...
stepping it up.
Vodka and whatever salted water. It's not the unicorn kisses this time, is it?
Mango berry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh, we should mention, we talked that we were going to be guests on another podcast, and we were guests on another podcast.
It was so much fun.
We're all
Team
over the place
Shenanigans
today.
Podcast. It was a ton of fun.
Yeah, Team Shenanigans.
They
It's a
were
podcast
hilarious.
about running, but they are so funny and not what I expected at all. I expected like total fitness, like kind of weirdos, and they're weirdos, but in the best way.
Oh my God. I fell in love with them. They're awesome. And the podcast episode was amazing. It came out last Friday. So check it out, Team Shenanigans.
Yeah,
and give
their
them a shout
enthusiasm-
out on iTunes as well.
Yeah, their enthusiasm is infectious. Like, you know, it made me almost want to run, but then by the next day that wore off.
And they love the poop episode.
Yeah.
That's my
Yeah.
episode.
So they, by the way, they also ask, we gave them reviews on iTunes, and they ask for it every episode. We haven't asked that in a while. So if you like this podcast and it's helping you, or if you don't like it, leave us a review and a rating on iTunes. A lot of people say they don't know how to do it.
It's easy.
it's pretty
You go
easy.
to iTunes, click on our logo, go to the reviews tab, and just like
Add a
type
review.
some shit in. Yeah.
It does really help us. So we hate to beg, and we won't say it for a few more episodes, but please do that.
No, it's not begging. And actually, every single
I know.
podcaster says you should always ask for a review, Kevin.
I know.
It's not
I agree.
greedy.
Well, that's like saying
It's
you
business. It's business.
It's like saying you can also sit in a street corner and ask for $5. That's business too.
Okay, well, yeah, that's
Yeah.
kind of tacky.
Have you ever seen like a homeless person with a real fun sign? No?
No.
Oh, yeah. I was in Montreal once, and
Well, define fun.
this homeless guy had a puppet, and he had a puppet, and the puppet was asking for money. And so I remember looking at my friends going, well, this guy's playing to the right audience because I fucking love puppets. So the last day, you have all your change in like Canadian money, right? So I found the guy with the puppet and was like, jackpot. Just gave it all to him because,
Oh my God.
and I
I've
actually
seen-
think I
I've
said
seen
this is for
memes-
the puppet.
It's hilarious. I've seen memes online with funny, like
Mhm.
there's a guy holding a sign that says, "I'm not homeless, but I'm bored as fuck and just want to see what happens if I hold
Oh,
this
gosh.
sign on the street
We're
corner."
not making fun of people who are homeless.
Oh my
That's
God, of
tragic,
course
obviously.
not.
But
Stop.
I also saw, well, it wasn't a sign. I walked by a guy in New York City, and I didn't know he was holding something, and he was just standing there. But I walk by, and I hear money fall on the ground. So of course you look back,
Yeah.
and he looks at us and goes, "What am I going to do with 11 cents?" I was like, that is such a good gimmick, right? Because everyone's going to look because it's
like,
the
oh my
sound
God.
of money.
Yeah.
Yeah. I still didn't give him anything.
No, of course not.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay. Oh, I really am all over the place today.
Yeah.
Find us on social media.
Oh my God, Kevin.
I'm sorry.
Do I get a chance to talk at all?
Did you slip an Adderall in my drink? Well, go ahead. You do it. You always make me do it. Let's see how good you do.
Oh shit. Oh, we're on social media. Terrifyingly B on Twitter and Instagram.
Very good.
We can also reach us via email at terrifyinglybeautiful@gmail.com.
I like you're looking at me for like approval.
Yeah.
I should do
Oh my
this.
God. Like, okay. And then what else do we have? Oh, our website.
Yes.
terrifyinglybeautiful.com, which is like 4 episodes behind. Okay. Give
All
me
right,
the,
all
give me the
right.
drama. Let's get it. out
I'll
of the
give
way.
that a B, that whole presentation.
Are you
it was
kidding
good.
me?
It was all right.
Oh my God.
I don't feel compelled to visit them after that.
All right. Can I talk about what stressed me out this week?
Besides me stressing you out.
Oh,
All right. Go for it.
All right. So it's a little bit interesting because I'm not actually looking for a job, but I think it's important for everyone to occasionally apply for a job just to get used to like getting your resume updated, writing a cover letter, perhaps having an interview. I think it's really important, right? So, when I'm coaching people who are looking to advance their careers, the first thing I say is like, just if you're not even interested in moving up right now, like just put the feelers out there, right? So I'm doing that.
Yeah,
It's stressing the fuck out of me.
I bet.
Oh my God, Kevin. I can't even tell you. Like, I'm applying for jobs, like maybe 3 jobs now in the last 3.5 weeks or 4 weeks or so. Just looking for ha-has, like there's no callback.
Yeah.
There's no communication.
People just suck
Did
in
my
general with
resume get
communication.
sucked up into someone's anus? Like, what the fuck? Like, what happened to it, right?
Yeah.
There's no like, oh, thank you for applying for this job, or thank you for nothing.
So everything's become so informal because you submit all resumes online, which I hate. And when I was taking applications for people to work for me, when they would send it online with nothing else, honestly, I didn't pay much attention to it
Like,
either.
who are you? Like,
I know. I really think that you should send a physical resume unless they explicitly tell you not
most
to.
say no, and so I've been on LinkedIn a lot, and so
resumes are stressful in themselves.
Oh, don't. I mean,
describe yourself as a tree.
And now you have to have a brand statement at the beginning. Remember how it's the objective statement?
Yeah.
And that's a brand statement.
What does that even mean?
If you're a celebrity, like, here's my whole 15 minutes of fame. It's like
a blurb of it, like a blurb of you.
It's so uncomfortable for me because it's like, isn't like, I mean, I'm usually a humble person, and the resume you're forced to be not humble, and it makes me actually makes me uncomfortable.
But it always sounds fake too.
But if you're not humble, they won't talk to you.
Right? Yeah. Good point.
No, if you are humble, they won't. If you like, kind of like, well, you know, like. But I can't really take credit for all this because I had a great team around me that I built, right? They're like, oh, well, no. Like, so, God, the whole thing.
No, you just want to be like, you know, rainbows? I make those happen. Like, you can't do statements that other people don't.
I single-handedly fought off a, army of fire ants in some African village, hire me. It's like, oh my God.
I was 3 of the 4 Golden Girls.
Blanche, of course.
Yeah, obviously Blanche.
No,
I get it.
I know it's kind of a stupid thing to be stressed about because I'm not looking for a job, but like even going through the exercise of applying, which I do because it actually makes me a better coach when I'm coaching somebody who's looking for a job, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of understand what the environment's like, but it's fucking stressful.
Yeah, and because it's such a major part of your life, right? It's your income. It's a lot of people's like feeling of well-being and worth in the world, like what you can give back to society as to what you do. And
if there's any recruiters who are listening to this podcast, can you please email us at terrifyinglybeautiful@gmail.com and say, what do people have to do to get attention, like to get noticed, right?
Like
so
a marching band with
they
your
always
resume.
say, don't call, if they don't explicitly say we accept physical resumes, you don't want to do that because you don't want to piss somebody off. Like, so the rules are so ambiguous right now. It's stressful, right?
Also, but when you say to someone, don't call, don't you want an employee that's going to go above and beyond, but also follow directions, right? So maybe don't call, and then see who fucking follows up. Like I'm reminded of Elle Woods from Legally Blonde, right? She does the application for college, and it seems silly in the thing, but it's pink and scented, right? So it stands out.
I love
because
it.
It's part her. I mean, obviously, please don't everybody do that because it's stupid, but that kind of thing of like really doing something unique, it doesn't exist anymore because everything's so informal and form
well, now
things
on
online.
LinkedIn they have easy apply. All you do is you hit one button, it just pulls all your information from LinkedIn and it puts it into the application. So it's like you have no chance to like connect with the hiring manager, right? And unfortunately, you have like at least one wall of a recruiter between you and the hiring manager. So, and that recruiter may not really totally understand what the hiring manager really wants, right? So
that happens in my job.
Yeah. Hopefully they do. But I've had interactions with recruiters. It's like,
you don't get it, actually.
Yeah. I hate to say it because I don't. It's a tough job to be a recruiter, but it's frustrating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I agree. And for those of you who are jobless and looking for jobs or in danger of I can't even imagine the kind of stress that you're feeling.
Oh yeah, no, the pressure, and especially if it's urgent, like you have to have a job soon. Like, can you imagine?
We are still looking for an intern. It's we pay you in vodka drinks. So and
massages.
Yes, if you are seriously, it'd be nice. We got to post that picture again of our cords because talk about anxiety. It just keeps getting worse.
Kevin, before we went on air, we were dragging the fucking shit across your room here, and like I couldn't even tell what plug went where. I mean, oh my God, I'm just not technical in this way.
Yeah, if none of you believe in miracles, it's a miracle we get an episode out each week.
Are you sure we're actually recording right now?
Not sure.
Sure.
Could just me, you, and talking. Okay, so let's get to your big topic because we've been bullshitting a lot.
Oh my God, only 15 minutes into it.
Okay, Christ. Well, that's about accurate. I'm anxious to know your topic.
So I was debating between like 4 or 5 topics this week, and I was like, oh God, there's some really heavy ones and there's some lighter ones, but I went middle of the road.
Mm-hmm.
So to be consistent with some of your recent topics around like 80% of the country.
Yeah. Well, do you
has
finally
this
agree
fear.
that dental fear is a
It's
sorry
big. That's big.
odontophobia?
It's big.
Yeah. Okay, go
It's
ahead.
big. I picked this topic because it caused me a lot of fucking stress over the years, but given the nature of my work now, I've been forced to come to terms with it and get over it.
Okay.
So I can offer some from personal
All right, I think I
insights
know what it's going to be then.
What is it?
Is it public speaking?
Yes!
All right.
How
right.
did you know that?
Because I feel like we have the same story.
Yeah, oh my God. So it's actually called glossophobia.
Okay, yeah. Glosso is like the tongue.
Oh, like I was thinking glossary.
Yeah, same kind of thing. They all have the
Okay.
same root, right?
So
Glottis.
they say at least 75% of the population at one point in their life has had a strong sense of anxiety around speaking in public.
Absolutely.
And in public, it means
oh shit, I just
like the eulogy at a wedding or a presentation at your company. It doesn't mean giving a speech in front of 50,000 people, right? So
I have two stories, and two of them are exactly what you just said.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yep.
I have a ton of stories too. So,
But mine are good examples of how someone had terrible fear of speaking in public to now literally that is probably one of my strong points I could put on my resume.
Yeah, you're great when in public.
Yeah, I mean I've been asked to do it by different members of my team on
Yeah,
their
of
behalf
course,
now.
yeah.
So I feel like I'm a success story, David.
Okay. Oh, this is our first episode. We both can help our listeners.
Oh, yay. Okay.
Yay.
If we
All
talk
right.
about public speaking, we're doing a fucking podcast.
It's not public speaking.
It's absolutely going out to the public.
It's recorded. We can edit out all the bullshit stuff.
But it still could be nerve-wracking. People don't do well in front of
All
microphones.
right, so I'm getting ahead of myself here, but so I was at CrossFit a couple of weeks ago, and the owner of the gym was nervous about speaking at a wedding.
Yep.
And he was like the best man. I had to speak, and he's like all nervous. And so he's like, I go, well, what's making you nervous? He's like, oh my God, there could be like 300 people in the audience. What's the largest crowd you spoke in front of? I go, 4 million. He's like, what? I go, I was live on CNBC in Middle East, like alive. And the audience on an average night was 4 million people.
Wow.
And,
That's yeah.
and I was terrified.
But it's still a little different.
Because you're not looking at the 4 million faces, right?
Yes.
But when they tell you like, hey, it's live and there's 4 million people listening, it still fucking fucks you up.
I
Like,
know. Yeah.
it was scary as hell.
I agree.
And they're speaking to you in your ear in Arabic.
Oh, why?
So
turn that shit
I
off.
mean, in English. No, the person who's interviewing is in Arabic, and they're translating in your ear in English. You're speaking back in English, and they are then translating back in. It's like it's really confusing, and if you're not used to it, and there's no practice, it just
Wow.
puts you right in.
It sounds like that game of telephone where you start off like whispering something.
Oh my God, Joe! I have so many embarrassing stories about me public speaking.
David, can you smell that in the air?
No, I can't.
It's not Tootie, I promise. It's the pumpkin spice everything that's about to arrive.
Oh, it's the fall.
It is.
Yes,
It's
coming.
And listen, just because the leaves are dead and dry and falling off doesn't mean your skin should be.
You mean like pale and flaky is not a thing right now?
No, it's not in. It'll never be in. Dry.
Moisturizer. You need moisturizer.
Yeah, don't look like a scarecrow. Go to 1ambeauty.com for all your moisturizing needs, hair products, spa products, everything.
And great news, 25% off for listeners with the promo code BEAUTIFUL.
That's awesome.
It's amazing.
It's absolutely amazing. Use my favorite word.
You know how I feel about their face masks, right?
I know.
So-
Well, they actually have a papaya and pumpkin face mask.
Really?
Yeah, and papaya is supposed to have like some enzymes and shit that makes you look, I don't know, like Justin Bieber.
Papaya-ish.
Yeah, I don't know. It makes you look young and youthful. And pumpkin's super moisturizing.
I've heard that too. I'm not sure why that is.
Just
But
take your next piece of pumpkin pie, save yourself the calories, and smear it directly onto your face.
just wait.
No,
remove the
don't do
crust.
that. Buy the pumpkin mask from 1ambeauty.com.
Exactly. Come on.
Yeah, go there and remember the promo code is beautiful.
Oh, the pumpkin code is beautiful.
25% off and also free shipping for any orders that are over $39.99. So stock up on
That's
that
reasonable.
shit. I
Yeah,
know.
perfect.
Yeah, check them out.
I'm going right now.
All right, we love you.
All right,
well, bye.
Let's flash back to why.
Talk a little bit more about the fear. Yeah.
When I was younger, I couldn't even the thought of being in homeroom in like grade school and saying here when I did roll call, That terrified me.
Yeah, no, that makes
Right?
sense. Yeah.
I was like, oh my God. And then,
It's being singled out. At that moment, the
God.
attention is on
and
you.
when they said group presentations and you had to take a role on that, I
Yeah.
would have diarrhea for a week beforehand. I just like, why do I have to do this? How is this going to help me in my life? I just want to be a hermit.
Because it's anything that you are singled out, it's an opportunity for you to be presented with failure.
But I'm telling you, like,
and ridiculed by failure, right? And
But
I think that's ultimately what it is.
sure. Well, it's a lot. Well, yeah, it's a lot of reasons why we're scared of public speaking. But I will say that most of the time the audience wants you to succeed, right? They don't want you to fail.
Because you don't want to stand out there and someone go
Yeah, because they know, oh my God, I have the same fear, right? So but
mark.
many people said there's more people who are afraid of public speaking than are afraid of dying.
Wow.
So if you're at a funeral and you're giving the eulogy, you're better off in the casket than you are actually at the pulpit.
Fair enough. Have you given a eulogy?
No.
I have.
You have?
Yeah, I have.
Who?
My grandfather, when he passed, my family asked me to. And at the time I was, let me see, it was my sophomore year of college. So was that like 20? 20? Let's say 20. And the priest said, absolutely not. You're not doing it. You'll be too nervous. You're going to be too emotional and you're not doing it. And I said, this is not your choice to make. Who gets to eulogize? You googly.
Eulogize?
Eulogize my grandfather. My family asked to do this. I wrote something. I can do it. And honestly, this was part of the story I was going to tell later. That was the moment that I became efficient in public speaking.
Oh, no.
Because I was told I couldn't do something. And the best way to get me to do something is to tell me I can't do it. And he told me, you're absolutely not going to do that. And I did it. And my dad actually...
You can't shut up, can you?
Huh? my dad went up to the... right now?
You just said the best way to get me to
Oh.
Oh my God.
Nice.
You missed that whole
You're funny.
joke.
Yeah. Try to be funnier. I'll get it. My dad actually said to the priest, if my son wants to speak, you're going to let him speak.
Ooh,
yeah.
drama.
So I did, and I went up there and I gave a nice eulogy, and I was not nervous at all. And that was the time where I was like, that was probably one of the most important things you'll do, right? To summarize someone's life in front of their loved ones.
I could never do that.
And I did it, and I did it well, and then I was fine after that.
Wow. Okay, wow. That's not how I got comfortable with that. And also, by the way, I could never do a eulogy because I may have mentioned this before on a previous episode, but like I am a hot mess at funerals. I went to a funeral with a friend. I didn't even know the person who passed away, and I was the person who cried the loudest.
Really?
Because they just bring out all the emotions, and it's like, oh my God. And the person's like, are you okay? I'm like, no, I'm not okay.
It's because you empathize with people.
A very emotional person, so...
I'm not. I'm actually really not. I just get super empathetic. So if someone else is crying, I can easily put myself in their shoes and then empathize with that person, and then I put it into my own frame of reference. So like if I'm there and someone's mother has passed away, I sit and I'm like, oh my gosh, what am I going to be like when my mother passes away? That kind of thing.
You do not, you can't go there. Oh my God, no.
Maybe we should ask the listeners, because we did talk about this before today's podcast. If we should, I mean, this is a big fear of mine, and I think of everyone's, which is death. Should we do an episode on death, or is that too dark?
It is kind of dark, but we're not stupid. We can do it tastefully, right? So, I mean, I think about it every day, to be honest with you.
But I think if people are being helped by this, I think it's something that we should talk about and at least make light of, and maybe do a dose of our own medicine, which is try to help each other through it.
Each other?
Kill each other. Yeah. Let's see how afraid you are now.
I mean,
sorry, hard left turn, but if you want to hear about that, or if
I'm open to the topic. It's been on my list. It's on my list of like my 280 things I want to talk about. But
it's on mine too. Okay, let's just do a special death extravaganza.
Okay, so let's
go back to public speaking.
Okay, so I'll give you a couple of horror stories, which is why I got really scared of public speaking. So in undergraduate, I went to UMass Amherst, and they're big on like presentations, right? So like every fucking class you have art class presentation.
This is the reason they do it, to help people through that, because most people,
it's lazy. It's lazy teaching, by the way.
It's lazy teaching.
It is. It's like group project. Yeah, lazy ass. You don't want to grade all the paperwork.
Disagree. Most of life is a group project outside of high school. You have to work on a team of people. You have to work with people. It's teaching. It's also, I know you're rolling your eyes.
I get it.
It's teaching you that people suck and you have to do everything yourself.
I get it.
That's the ultimate.
I get it.
Yeah.
Okay. So
such a team player.
I'm giving a presentation. I even forget the topic now. It was something stupid. It was like, oh my God, I don't even know. It was like, I don't know, tennis instruction or something. Who knows? But everybody was laughing at me, and I was like, what the fuck? Like, I was like, trying to be really professional. I was super prepared. I was like focused on the delivery, and the folks maybe 45 people in the class, and they were all laughing at me, and I was like really horrified. And then I realized that my fly was down.
Oh.
I was so nervous before the presentation. I had to go to the bathroom.
You're supposed to picture everybody else naked, not actually take your own.
It was down, and it was like down and open.
Oh.
And I didn't realize that until I was like walking off the stage. Like, why is everybody laughing at me? And I kind of looked down in shame, and my fucking underwear is sticking out of my fly.
Terrible.
And I was like, can a lightning strike just come down and just take me out right now, please, and get it over with?
People have had much worse, though, where they've vomited or you sneeze.
Oh no, I'll give you my.
Oh no, there's a word. Well, did I tell my Bridges of Madison County on this before?
I don't know.
Where I got on a microphone.
You've never seen that movie before.
No, when I worked at the movie theater. I think I did on this.
You may.
And I said the midgets of Madison County on a megaphone. Yeah. And there was a little person couple in line. Super. Proud moment.
Oh my God. I actually drooled on camera on live TV.
Do we have a clip?
Are you fucking kidding me?
Do you have a clip of it?
I'm sure it's out there somewhere. Google it. I'm sure you'll find it. Was so just to give some context here. So when I was the CEO of that small professional services firm in Dubai, every year we would publish like the top companies to work for in the Middle East, right? And so our publicists would be able to book like speaking engagements and appearances, right? So right after the list was published, people are curious about it. So I'd be on like the morning TV shows and like the radio shows and the evening news programs, hence the CNBC.
Yeah, just slightly less listeners than this podcast.
Slightly less, yeah.
Yeah.
And
all
so
10 of you listening.
I was so nervous. I was new in the role. I was like not very like trained and like experienced in public speaking, and even though I'm in a studio, there was this like beautiful, stunning Australian, I forget her name now, but she was like blonde hair, she's like 6'1",
Charlize Theron,
basically, and she
she's
was
Australian,
interviewing
right?
No, she's South African.
Oh, let me think of a hot Australian.
Nicole Kidman.
Perfect.
Okay.
She's
Nicole Chalette. Nicole. What's her?
Scherzinger?
No.
Nicolette
something.
Nicolette Sheridan?
No, she. Miss Sunshine.
What? The little girl?
The mother in Little Miss Sunshine.
Toni Collette.
Yeah.
She's not hot.
Oh
she's
my
pretty,
God.
but she's not hot.
Oh, okay. Australian.
Hugh Jackman.
It's a he.
Yeah. Nicole Kidman just looks like, I don't know, she's got like a chip clip holding her skin together in the back.
Oh,
she does.
God.
She's shiny.
She's a nice person, I'm sure.
You don't know that.
She's married to a very handsome man now.
Who?
Yeah,
Keith Urban?
Yeah.
No, he's not handsome. He looks like a pretty lesbian.
Oh, I can't even.
He does.
Right now. I can't.
He really does.
How do we go from my episode of my public speaking to fucking Nicole Kidman and
her pretty lesbian husband?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay. No, I'm on like a national TV program
with a hot Australian.
And I'm so nervous, and she's asked me questions, and I just could not.
Kylie Minogue.
I have no idea what happened. Oh yeah, Kylie Minogue. Oh, and Daniel Minogue too. Danny Minogue, her sister.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I just can't get her out of my head, David.
I really hate you for sabotaging my episode.
I'm not sabotaging. I'm trying to make it humorous.
Okay. So she's talking to me, and I was like trying to think of an answer, and I was trying to like, this is what happens. I'm like so worried about coming up as sounding dumb
Mm-hmm.
that I'm like overanalyzing and trying to select words I want to use, and I just started to drool. And this drool was coming out of my
I've never seen you drool ever.
Oh, yeah. She was like, it's live TV. And she's like, are you okay?
Oh, no.
I was like, yeah, I'm fine. Why?
I love news bloopers. Those are like my favorite things ever.
Oh my God. I was horrified. I've fallen off the stage one time.
What?
I was giving awards out.
You have a right to be afraid of public speaking. Then just don't ever do it again.
Be allowed in public. Oh yeah. I have no. Well, I have absolutely no sense of balance at all, and so I like fell backward into the projector screen. Oh my God, it was horrible.
You're like Mary Catherine Gallagher.
Yeah. Oh my God, there's no chairs there. I would have loved the chairs there. I didn't have a skirt on, but yeah. So it's not the funnest thing for me. It hasn't been the funnest thing for me, but so two things happened to me. I had the great opportunity to have somebody who was a former reporter at the BBC.
Okay.
Actually come in and give us a private lesson on public speaking.
Oh, that's good.
So around planning, articulation, it hasn't really paid off. I still slur my words and stuff. I talk too fast, but focus, the pentameter of your speech, he says, like how slow you speak. And
did you practice it? Like, I'll have the grilled cheese and a side salad.
Side salad. Yeah, exactly. And that helped a lot around but how you position your body and like how you sort of center yourself and refocus.
There are definitely tips that can help.
That was great. Yeah. The second thing that I thought was pretty cool. Well, first of all, a woman, I forget her name now, and I feel embarrassed, but she owns a consulting firm and she exclusively coaches people on public speaking. And she wrote an article and it was published on a variety, maybe Forbes magazine. And she said, the first thing you have to do is be knowledgeable about the topic, right?
Duh.
So be confident.
That should be a no-brainer.
I know, but sometimes you're shoved into a situation. It's like, remember Molly Shannon with the sex education class?
Yes.
Never Been Kissed?
Molly Shannon's coming up. I honestly still feel like a good public speaker can get up and talk about something they have no idea what they're talking about.
Well, yeah. I mean, if you have that skill, you have that skill, right? So I don't, but some people do. That's the first thing, is be knowledgeable about your topic. The second is like you kind of have to realize people want you to be successul, right?
Yeah,
so
you're talking to people.
And you're not there to like lecture or change someone's mind. You're there to like, sort of gin up some ideas.
Sometimes you're lecturing.
Well, sometimes.
And sometimes you're changing people's minds. That's what I do for work. I public speak for sales.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I guess in my work, I'm there to like gin up some ideas, some inspiration.
There's a huge thing that will help. There's one word that I think will really help you be successful in public speaking, and that's authenticity, right?
That's exactly it. Tell personal stories.
Yeah. So, because once you bring yourself down to the same level as the audience, which is hey, I'm a person telling you something,
up the same
and you're
level.
A person. Yeah, or up to the same level. Yeah, I didn't mean to say it like that. But once you bring yourself on the same level as the person you're talking to, of I'm a person talking to you, you're a person listening.
They'll identify with and get it, right? So
yes.
Yeah, makes sense.
But the only way to seem authentic is to actually be authentic.
Yes.
I actually wrote a paper about this for work to help the rest of our staff. Like, you can't fake that. So if you're not going to go up and believe everything that you have to say, you're better off not doing it, because everyone's going to know that you're faking it.
Yeah, of course. And the last thing this woman said, I apologize again, I forget her name. She said, it's almost never about, the fear's never about actually getting in front of an audience. It's usually some other event that happened. Maybe your parents were critical of you speaking when you were younger, and now you're terrified, or something happened. You got sort of scolded at work or something, and you're terrified.
Or you drooled on national TV.
I know. Oh my God, Kevin, don't. Oh my God, it's so embarrassing. I still cry when I think about that. So for me, and this is actually kind of hard to talk about, but I'm fine now. It has been that when I get up in front of an audience, I'm terrified. This is so weird. I'm saying this right now at my age and my comfort level with me being gay, but I'm terrified that people will assume that I'm gay. Now, I couldn't give two shits less about
Sure.
what people think right now. But back then, when I was in my early part of my career, I was terrified. In a business meeting, I'd stand up and say, all of these straight middle-aged men are judging me. Like, who is this queer who's talking to me, right? So
Yeah.
it was freaking me out.
No, that's deep.
Isn't that weird? Like, and I have clients of mine who I coach who are gay who have the exact same anxiety. And I'm like, oh my God, this is a real thing.
Well, I mean, so every kind of fear that people have, whether it be public speaking or anything, has usually a deeper root. And for gay people, and not to, I think the majority of our listeners, I don't know what their sexuality is, but this might not resonate with a lot of people. But for people who are gay and who have been forced to suppress that or hide that, that is absolutely the core of a lot of anxieties, of the fear of being found out, right? I've talked about insecurities with my own voice, as have you.
Oh my God!
Your voice and your presence and yourself is what everyone's looking
your brand.
at. But no, that's what everyone's looking at when you're public speaking.
Yeah.
If you're doing it right, everyone's attention should be on you.
Although, so the way I got over that, though, again, I have a very healthy sense of humor. I was like, David, they don't have to hear your voice to figure that out. So it's not about public speaking, girl.
But I think what you've realized now is most people don't really care, right?
Yeah, I know, but again,
that takes a long time. It does take a long time and a lot of self-realization and confidence.
I'm sorry to drag it down to a gay road, but that was the core. That's actually what got me over it. That was the core issue that I had, and I was like, you know what? Fuck that. I don't care anymore. Like, at my age,
it's not even just a gay issue, David. There could be people up there who have been told by other people that they are worth less than in business because they're a woman. So they get up as a woman speaking. They feel like everyone expects me to fail because I'm a woman. But it's not real, right? It's all our perception of what maybe even one person even told us in our past.
It's fascinating how we internalize all that and it manifests itself in weird ways.
But, or like, I'm insert racial or nationality here, and you get up in front of a crowd that's maybe not that core audience, and everyone's like, oh, they're going to think that I'm not one of them, and they're not going to listen. It's same kind of thing.
So just to kind of provide some advice. So all that shit you heard on Brady Bunch, imagine everybody naked in the audience. That does not work.
No, one hot person in the audience ruins that. Then you got a boner on stage sticking out of your unzipped fly.
Do that. Or like you're at some convention where like everybody's not people you want to see naked. You're like, okay. No, I would say this is what I do. I just convince myself that I'm actually at a function that I'm hosting. So it's my friends and family, and I just happen to like control the conversation for a few extra long minutes, right? Which just happens a lot. But and so that helps me a lot. Where it's like they're not strangers, they're actually people who care about me and want to hear what I have to say, right? That's the first thing. The second thing is I just calm down, take some deep breaths, right? Mm-hmm. And realize that if shit goes wrong, no one really is going to judge you for it. Like I've had presentations where like the audio goes off or the system crashes and there's no more presentation.
Yeah.
I mean, it happens, right? Or like I accidentally deleted out the middle 15 slides of a presentation. Yep. You're like, but what happened to all of those slides?
Don't take yourself so seriously too, right? So get up there and just realize that everyone in here has fucked up at some point in their life.
Yes.
And just look at the audience and kind of give them that knowing look of, oops, right?
We've all been here. Yeah. So yeah.
And I, the old adage of, start everything off with a joke. I don't necessarily agree that that's true, because sometimes jokes can be off-putting to people or they're not appropriate. But having a general like underlying sense of humor as to what you're doing with it, which is just like, we're all here to listen, and maybe this isn't what you want to do, but I'm going to do it anyway. Like just kind of giving people that like that little wink wink that something that they already know.
But what's interesting is that part of my kind of like my approach is to be sort of self-deprecating when I'm presenting, right? To kind of like take the sting off and kind
Yep.
of loosen people up. But I've gotten critiqued for that, So when you ask for a critique of a presentation or a workshop or a training session, people say you're too hard on yourself, or I felt uncomfortable with you criticizing yourself, and it's like, okay, Jesus.
Yeah, especially if you're trying to get someone to be persuaded by what you have to say. Self-deprecating is maybe not the best way.
Yeah, it can actually lower your credibility, right?
Yeah.
So yeah. Oh,
so,
Chodi's active.
I know she's getting up, which means she probably has to pee her poop. I was asked to speak at a friend's wedding, and I was not in the wedding party, but I was asked to read from The Velveteen Rabbit, which was
Pete's favorite book.
Really,
Okay,
well, it was a beautiful passage, and I really was nervous because this friend means a lot to me, and I didn't want to mess it up, and so I got up there, but I don't know if you noticed this, Maui, but I have something called essential tremor, which means I shake a lot, and it's really noticeable when I'm holding a piece of paper. So my little tip is, if you have this, or if you have even a little anxiety about fear of speaking, get something that is a little more rigid than holding a piece of paper.
Stone tablet.
Because I can public speak, and I got up there, and the piece of paper was like moving the whole time because of my tremor, which was brought on by my little bit of anxiety of wanting to do this for my friend.
Sure.
And so many people were like, oh my God, it was so cute. You were so nervous. And I was like, I actually was not nervous.
I just have a shaky hand right now. Yeah.
And another little tip is beta blockers. So if you, I know,
Zantac?
Now I know I'm a pharmacist, and I am not a proponent of taking a lot of medicine, but if you are someone who really has performance anxiety, and that's mean from performing, I see you reeling back, not sex
that's
stuff.
Viagra. Okay.
Performance anxiety, which is performing in public or speaking in public, talk to your doctor about getting a low dose beta blocker that you take about half an hour to an hour before your presentation.
Give me a brand name. Zantac?
No. Propranolol or atenolol. It's a beta blocker. It's a blood pressure medication. I won't recommend it if you have low blood pressure, but a very small dose of that only before you're going to present or public speak will do wonders for you.
What are beta blockers originally intended for, though?
Blood pressure.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah. But
because you had recommended for me one time, like a beta blocker, when I was going through some like major, like the driving shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It absolutely works. So it kind of just slows down your nervous impulses. I'll just say that to make it sound less scientific. But
okay, got it.
It really works. It has worked wonder for me when I needed to do it. If I have to give a large presentation, I take one just in case now. But it really does work. Yeah.
Okay, great. Okay.
But let me just give should just give a little footnote here is get all medical advice from your medical professional, and Terrifyingly Beautiful is not responsible for any side effects.
Oh my God.
Hey.
Illegally now?
Yeah, I'm just saving my own butt.
What are you going to sue us for? Like what?
I don't know.
Like my shoes? Like I don't have fucking assets.
These microphones?
Well, I will say, just, to kind of close out my piece of this, I can say that I was horrifically terrified of speaking in public and so nervous. I would actually prefer to have my toenails gnawed off by a herpetic beaver. That's how.
That's aggressive. That's an aggressive metaphor.
That's accurate.
Ugh.
Than to speak in public.
Yeah,
there's no way. But
what was the turning point for you?
Well, so
practice.
You practice absolutely. But in my job again. Dubai, okay, make fun of me. I had to be in public, right? So I was giving speeches on the radio, on TV. I hosted a conference every year, the award ceremony. I had to do it.
Yeah.
I had no choice, right? And you go through embarrassing moments. You screw up. You're horrified. People don't even notice about it. They're having fun at the event. And you realize it's most this anxiety is my own creation.
Right. And also you're not the president, and you're not giving something that's going to incite war or change the world.
Yeah.
So
I mean, how many times
big deal.
How many times do you watch award ceremonies, for like the VMAs?
Adele Dazeem.
No, the VMAs. Like, yes, exactly. And
John Travolta's just
people
fine.
Still love him, right? Yeah. So exactly. Our people are singing and they miss a note, or their voice cracks. People are human.
And anyone who makes fun of you for that, that's just them trying to cover up their own insecurities.
Anxiety. Absolutely. No. Speak, be fabulous.
Yeah.
Don't let it hold you back.
Guess what? You guys, you public speak every day, every time you talk to any person.
Yeah,
you're talking
exactly.
to someone else. When you go up and order at Starbucks, you're public speaking. You really are. I mean, you're talking to a stranger.
Oh, we had the episode.
Maybe not a great example.
The chill pill ordering food is so
yeah,
anxious.
but you're doing it, and you've done it, and you know, if you have to focus on one person in that auditorium, you know, you do it. Just don't make it too obvious so they're not creeped out.
And your friends and family will still love you if you fuck it up. Like, they will. Like, so, like, who cares?
Yeah.
I mean, who cares?
Absolutely.
Honestly.
Yeah.
Like, so...
I was also very fortunate in that I had someone coach me through public speaking because it was required. I was the valedictorian of my high school.
Oh, here we go.
I know, but I had to give a speech, and I
West
was
Warwick. Calm down.
Yeah, I know, but thanks for diminishing my achievements, David. But I had to give a speech, and they required me to go to like speak to the drama teacher about public speaking, and he actually helped me a lot. So
that's awesome.
Yeah. Mr. Coombs, if you're out there listening, thanks.
Oh, Mr. Coombs.
Now I say fuck on a national podcast a lot. And absolutely.
What an advancement you've made. Amazing.
I know. They're so proud of their
okay. Well,
alumni.
I guess, you know, I'm glad I mentioned this topic because, you know, it was a significant source of anxiety and stress, but it doesn't bother me at all. I facilitate all the time, and I just...
Maybe we should find some professional tips and do like a chill pill of
public speaking.
Public speaking, yeah.
Oh yeah.
For people, because I mean, I know what's helped me, but it was literally other people in practice, which I'm sure is going to be on the list.
Yeah.
And probably like looking in the mirror and doing it, which you know how I feel about that.
I don't.
Yeah, I actually feel if you over prepare, you're actually doing yourself a disservice, because then if it goes wrong, you don't have a plan.
Over prepare. It's like ordering the food, right? You can't over prepare. You have to like know the topic and feel comfortable, but be also open to flexibility and changing very quickly as the
roll with
engagement.
The punches.
You have to,
yeah,
because things never go as planned, right? So never go as planned. I mean, if I told you how many presentations I've facilitated where the audio didn't work, or the presentation cut off, or the internet cut off, or the lights went out.
Yeah, I did a play once. It was a monologue show. I went up and did the first 10 lines of the monologue, and it was probably 100 lines long, and completely froze up and forgot the rest. And I stood there, and the director was there, and I was like, "I'm so sorry. Can I get a line?" And he said, "No." He said no. So I was up there like I went, okay. So I just did the last line and walked off. My whole time was less than a minute. And people were like...
Couldn't you like transition to like, you know, the miracle worker?
I did the last line and walked off, and I was like, well, sorry. You don't want to help me? Then I'm not going to do it for you. It was embarrassing. And I had invited friends to come watch the show.
Oh, no.
Yep. And guess what? Still friends with them. They don't care.
Of course. They give a shit. Oh my God.
No.
Yeah.
No. Your successes will outweigh your failures any day.
Yeah. I told you I had a very small stint as a stand-up comedian.
Yeah.
And I had that one, I may have mentioned that on a previous episode.
You did.
I had that one gig where my sister was like, it's not working.
The one with Jessica. Yeah.
I had to run off the stage. Yeah.
Yeah. And, you know, every professional that you can talk to, from Morgan Freeman to Meryl Streep, will tell you that they've messed up too. And nobody's better than Meryl Streep. I just watched Florence Foster Jenkins last night.
Oh, you did? But not Person Madison County?
I still have not watched it.
Oh my God, that scene in the truck, Kevin.
I don't want to watch anything about bridges.
No, just fast forward to get the fucking truck scene.
Okay. We'll see.
So good.
Well, I'm proud of you, David. And I'm proud of me, too.
I'm proud of you, too.
And so we encourage all of you to, again, this is a perfect example. This is a fear that we both had and we overcame.
We did. I'm actually, I get nervous. I get anxious and nervous before I present, but
everyone does. I guarantee you, everyone, even fucking Ryan Seacrest, who just like can't shut up on the air.
Of course he does.
He gets
Everybody gets nervous, but you just figure it out and you realize like it's okay and you move on with it, right? So yeah.
So maybe not picture everybody naked, picture them dead.
Kevin.
Why? You're just talking to a group of dead people.
Oh my God, so rude.
Unless they come back like...
Picture them stoned.
That's true.
Yeah, better than dead.
Well... All right, picture them, they have like one breath left, and they have to listen to you, and you have to say something profound.
They'll definitely be dead.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, God. All right. Well, I'm hoping this helps people.
I think it will.
I actually like the chill pill idea too. We'll do a quick chill pill on like actual tips, not the
And we
Kevin
can make
David
fun of them,
tips.
which is what we usually do.
I know, we're so vicious.
I know. Well, whatever.
Okay. I always said, "Oh my god," like 3 times this episode.
You did not. You've said it a couple times this episode, and I said tick mark, and you didn't even notice. When you listen this back, you're going to hear it.
Because when I'm talking, it's all about me. I'm not listening to you.
I'm familiar with that statement.
All right. Well,
that's actually a good tip for public speaking.
Black out somebody else.
When you're talking, it's all about you. Just block everybody else out.
Yeah.
That's selfish bitch.
God. All right, Kevin.
Are we going to end it with our catchphrase?
Well, yeah.
Okay.
Don't forget.
You start.
Life's crazy.
Not you. Oh, life's crazy. You don't have to be. I like that too. Life's crazy, not you.
Oh, yeah.
That's probably a lot easier to print on a t-shirt.
It's probably cheaper too on a t-shirt. Less letters.
Change approved.
Okay, thank you.
Bye.
Bye. I like that, not you. Where'd you get that?
I don't know.
Oh my god.
It's so much better.
Thank you. Oh my god. It took us like 20 episodes.